Hi there, my pumpkin pals, and welcome back to another video. As you all know, I went to Salem for my first time ever this past May. I did a little vlog, so if you are interested in watching that vlog, you can watch it here. My trip to Salem was truly such an incredible experience. I loved every second that I was able to spend in Salem, and I'm already planning another trip to the Witch City because I miss it so much. Now, I know I've only been to Salem one time, but I figured it would be fun to put together a little top 5 places I recommend that you visit when you go, especially because we're getting so close to Halloween and I know people are going to be taking some time to go visit Salem. So yeah, I wanted to put together a little top 5 like attraction style of my recommendations as someone who went for their first time in May. I know I'm a Salem newbie, but considering I love everything Halloween and witchy, I figured why not just make a video and see what people think about it. Now, some things to note before I get into my top 5. I was only there for a day and a half. It was a very quick trip. I did not get to spend as much time there as I would have liked, but I do believe that you can fit in a lot of things in such a short amount of time just because everything is so close. I also want to note that I went in the middle of May, which personally I thought was absolutely perfect. Even a few of the locals said that May is the perfect time to go. It was spring, everything was just starting to bloom. It was truly so beautiful, so also keep that in mind. Now, I know that the fall season in Salem must be absolutely just gorgeous. I was walking around picturing pumpkins and Halloween decor everywhere. I bet it is literally such a stunning scene to take in, but I really did enjoy myself in May, and so that is also something that I think you should take into consideration for your next trip to Salem. All right, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get onto my list. Number 5 on my list is the Salem Witch Trials Memorial, as well as the Old Burying Point Cemetery. Now, technically this counts as 2, but they are directly next to one another, so I'm counting them as 1. As we all know, Salem is full of history. One of the many reasons it's always been a dream of mine to visit. There's especially a lot of history revolving around the Salem witch trials, of course, and other grand historical stories. I felt it was right and important while I was in Salem to give my time and energy to honor those who were lost during such a prominent and heartbreaking time in history. I took a moment at each bench there to read their names and offer my love. The one thing I wish I had more time to do is to offer little trinkets to give as offerings, but I hope my love was enough. After some time, I then took a little time to stroll through one of the oldest maintained cemeteries in Salem and in the United States. Just a side note here, if you are looking to visit another historical spot directly connected to the Salem witch trials, I would recommend visiting Proctor's Ledge as well. Just note that this is outside of the city and it's not directly in the main area, so if you are wanting to visit it, you might have to take a little Uber or you might have to walk a little further. Number 4 on my list is the Lost Library. This is one of the stores that is located in Salem, and let me just tell you, the charm, the vibes, the beauty, the giant pumpkin, which also happens to be the largest one in Salem. I was in love with this store the second I stepped foot in it. Now, I will admit this one was pretty difficult to narrow down because I loved black craft so much too, but there was something about the Lost Library that captured my heart, and it was probably the giant pumpkin. If you have the time, I would 100% make sure to take a look at this gorgeous store and experience it. Between the immersive experience and the amazing Salem charm that is located in this store, it's not going to disappoint. I can promise you that. Number 3 on my list is the witch house as well as the museum. First of all, this house is gorgeous. I have always seen tons of pictures online, but I don't think the pictures truly give it the justice that it deserves. There were moments where I caught myself just staring at it because of how pretty it is, but also because of how old it is. Now, it's free to stand in front of it and grab some photos, which, as you know, I definitely had to do that. But it does cost money to go inside and go through the museum, but I seriously would recommend it. As a history lover, I was so excited to go inside and learn more about the home itself, as well as the other random history from that time. It doesn't take too long to walk through the home, and you might actually hear some random facts from the tour guides too. That was one of my favorite things that happened to me while we were in there. I truly love the witch house. It was seriously so stunning, and I got to learn a lot while I was in there, so I would definitely recommend it. And number 2 on my list is the Ropes Mansion, as well as the garden. Now, if you're a big Hocus Pocus fan just like me, this is Allison's house, yet another gorgeous home located in Salem that I truly could not get enough of. To be fair, all of the homes in Salem are gorgeous, absolutely stunning. I wish I had a house there. I would literally buy one today if I could. Truly a dream location to live, seriously. The Ropes Mansion is stunning, and knowing that I was standing in a Hocus Pocus location made it even more fun. Again, you see all the pictures, but they don't give this home any justice. However, besides the home itself, I truly fell in love with the garden around the back of the home. Since it was early spring, everything was just starting to bloom, so it was absolutely gorgeous. I could have stayed in that garden for hours, seriously. Something about the view plus the feeling of being in Salem just made it 20 times better. Definitely spend some time in the garden if you are able, soak it all in, and just look how gorgeous the view is, like when you're standing at the garden and looking at the back of the house with the gorgeous tree that is right there. And finally, number 1 on my list is Count Orlok's Nightmare Gallery. If you are a horror movie buff with a particular fancy to more of the behind the scenes work that goes into making horror films like me, this is the museum for you. I was absolutely infatuated with this museum. I could have walked through it 50 times and I still don't think I would have had a full grasp on how cool it was. The really cool thing about it too is that they are still slowly adding more and more to the museum as we speak. So what you may see your first time, you might not see the second or the third time, because they're slowly adding to their collection and adding it to the museum, which is so stinking cool. Also, the figures are made out of wax, so it makes for a kind of creepy experience as well. I had to convince myself a few times that the figure's eyes did not in fact move. It was just an illusion, but it seriously freaked me out. Also, their gift shop was one of my favorites too. There are masks lining the walls, as well as other wax figures and characters for you to take a look at. Plus, they have a pretty sick VHS collection that you can buy from. It was there where I was able to snag the Practical Magic VHS, which was so exciting. Anyway, this was truly one of my favorite experiences in Salem. I can't recommend this one enough. Definitely add it to your list if you are visiting Salem at all in the near future. Seriously, you will not be disappointed. I loved this museum so much. There you have it, my top 5 places to visit in Salem, attraction style. I seriously had such an amazing time. I am missing it so much, especially as we are getting closer and closer to fall and Halloween. I wish I could be there, but hopefully soon I'll be able to visit again and soak in all of the goodness that is in Salem. Like I said, it was such a quick trip, but I tried my best to soak in as much of the vibes as possible. I could not get enough of it. I loved it so much. And if it's your first time visiting Salem, you are going to absolutely love it. And even if it's your 100th time visiting Salem, I know that you love it too. I also wanted to note that if you are able to and you have a little bit more time in Salem, please visit all of the Hocus Pocus locations. It was so fun. It was something that I did. Obviously, I wanted to include one of the locations in my top 5 because I really did enjoy it. But if you do have the time, seriously, I would recommend that you go visit all of the Hocus Pocus locations as well. If you can too, rent a bike or a scooter and just ride around the city and just look at everything. It literally is so gorgeous. Going through the neighborhoods, going through the parks, everything. Seriously, take the time to enjoy as much of it as you possibly can. That's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening to my little top 5. I hope you enjoyed my list, especially as a first-time Salem visitor. If you've ever been to Salem before, please be sure to comment down below what your top 5 are, or even your top 2. Let people know in the comments where you love to visit so we can just have this huge list of really cool places for people to visit in Salem. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please be sure to subscribe as well. We are getting so close to 900 subscribers, which is so exciting because that means we're one step closer to 1,000 subscribers. absolutely wild. It blows my mind. Thank you so much for all of the love and all of the support. If you're interested in anytime I upload a video, you can also hit the little notification bell down below and it will alert you anytime I upload a video. That's it from me, my friends. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in our next one. Bye!